Have you ever considered that silence might be one of your most powerful tools? In a world that constantly bombards us with noise, being able to communicate depth and presence without uttering a single word is not just rare, it's profoundly magnetic. This ability is rooted in the age-old wisdom of Stoicism. In today's session, we're going to explore 8 specific habits that can elevate your social presence and attractiveness through the art of silence. These are not superficial tricks you might hear elsewhere. They are meaningful, well-tested practices that I've personally adopted in my daily life. These habits have created lasting shifts in the way I connect with others, quietly yet powerfully. Whether you're looking to strengthen your relationships, increase your influence, or simply carry yourself with greater confidence, these habits can help you achieve your goals. So settle in and join me as we dive into these transformative practices. Be sure to stick around until the end, where I'll share actionable steps that you can start implementing immediately. Along the way, I'll also provide personal anecdotes and insights that reveal how embracing silence and these Stoic principles have reshaped my interactions and overall presence. Now, let's explore these 8 socially attractive habits that can help you become irresistibly appealing by mastering the power of silence. Confidence. Often misunderstood, true confidence is not about being the loudest or most vibrant person in the room. It's subtle, yet deeply powerful, rooted in the quiet assurance that Stoicism teaches. Marcus Aurelius said that real power comes from mastering one's own mind, not controlling others. This inner mastery gives rise to a self-assurance that doesn't need to shout or seek validation. So, how do we cultivate this kind of Stoic confidence? It starts with self-awareness, understanding your strengths and weaknesses. At the end of each day, reflect on how well you live by your values and where you may have faltered. This isn't about self-criticism. It's about honest reflection that paves the way for genuine improvement. Stoicism encourages us not only to reflect, but to master ourselves, to gain control over our emotions and reactions, especially in tough situations. Imagine staying calm and composed during a high-pressure meeting, or navigating a personal crisis without losing your grounding. This kind of emotional stability is magnetic. It signals to others that you are a person of depth and substance. Practical steps for building this type of confidence include setting small, achievable goals. Each success, no matter how minor, adds another brick to the wall of confidence you're constructing. Another Stoic habit is preparing yourself for the day ahead. Spend a moment each morning visualizing potential challenges and rehearsing how you'll handle them. This aligns your actions with your values and strengthens your internal confidence. Stoicism also invites us to embrace discomfort, whether it's through fasting, cold showers, or other practices that build resilience. By voluntarily facing discomfort, you train yourself to maintain composure in life's inevitable challenges. Stoic confidence is about aligning your actions with your values and maintaining calm amidst life's fluctuations. It's a quiet form of confidence, one that doesn't need to declare itself, but is clear in your actions and presence. This type of confidence is not only more sustainable, but also far more impactful. It draws both success and genuine relationships because people are naturally drawn to those who are authentically at peace with themselves. Serenity. In Stoic philosophy, serenity is not just a calm demeanor. It's an unshakable strength that allows you to remain steady amid chaos. It's about finding peace within, regardless of the external circumstances. This central tenet of Stoicism teaches us that true tranquility comes from accepting what we cannot change and focusing on what we can control. As Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This profound concept teaches us that our response to adversity, not the adversity itself, shapes our experience. By practicing this art of serene response, you don't just survive life's challenges. You transform them into opportunities for growth and calm strength. Let's dive deeper into these powerful Stoic habits and start transforming your life with the profound practice of silence. When faced with a stressful situation, a person who embodies Stoic serenity doesn't react impulsively. Instead, they take a moment to pause, step back, and thoughtfully consider their options. This pause, seemingly simple, is immensely powerful. It is in these moments of stillness that true wisdom can be found, and decisions are made from a place of balance, not haste. But how can we cultivate this serene mindset in our own lives? It starts with understanding one fundamental truth. Most things, outside of our thoughts and actions are beyond our control. The weather, traffic, the words and actions of others, these external forces shouldn't be allowed to disturb our inner peace. This doesn't mean we should become indifferent or detached from the world around us. Rather, it's about understanding that our emotional well-being does not need to hinge on external circumstances. The key is to maintain a sense of control over what we can, our thoughts, reactions, and decisions. In practical terms, this serenity can be nurtured through daily practices like meditation and reflection. Meditation teaches us to observe our thoughts without getting entangled in them, fostering the detachment that is essential for tranquility. Reflection, especially in the evening, allows us to review the day's events and assess our responses. Did we allow external events to disturb our peace? How could we have responded better? These reflective questions are not about harsh self-criticism, but about gently guiding ourselves toward more serene reactions. Moreover, Stoicism teaches us to see life as an ongoing opportunity for improvement, a concept also known as kaizen in Japanese philosophy. Every challenge, every interaction is a chance to practice serenity, to choose responses that align with our values. This mindset of constant improvement helps us build resilience, transforming what might have once seemed like overwhelming obstacles into manageable challenges that we are better equipped to face. A central Stoic practice that contributes to serenity is premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This practice involves visualizing the worst-case scenarios in vivid detail so that we can prepare ourselves mentally for adversity. By doing so, we reduce anxiety about the unknown and increase our confidence in handling difficult situations, thereby maintaining our sense of calm. Living serenely also means cultivating gratitude. By focusing on what we have, rather than what we lack, we shift our mindset toward a more positive and appreciative outlook on life. Gratitude is not just a passive feeling, it's an active practice of acknowledging the good around us. This shift in perspective helps us focus on what's working in our lives, rather than dwelling on frustrations or what's missing. In embracing serenity, we find a steady, calm force that helps us navigate life's inevitable ups and downs. It's like being the eye of a hurricane, centered, calm, and unwavering, while the world around us swirls in chaos. This tranquility is not only deeply appealing, it also draws others to us. People naturally gravitate toward those who are calm, centered, and emotionally stable, offering a sense of reprieve from their own storms. Presence is another powerful attribute that Stoicism fosters. It transcends mere physical existence. It's about being fully immersed in the present moment, mentally and emotionally engaged with what's happening right now. Seneca captured this perfectly when he said, "While we are postponing, life speeds by." This wisdom reminds us that the essence of life is found in fully embracing the present, without distraction or hesitation. But how do we cultivate this state of presence? It starts with mindfulness, a practice that is deeply ingrained in Stoic philosophy. Being mindful means paying full attention to the current moment, without judgment or distraction. This might be as simple as actively listening when someone speaks, truly understanding not just their words, but their emotions and intentions. Or it could be fully immersing yourself in a task without allowing your mind to wander to the past or future. By anchoring ourselves in the present, we preserve life's most precious resource, time, and enrich both our experiences and our relationships. In Stoic practice, cultivating presence also involves controlling our perceptions. Stoics believe that our experience of the world is shaped by how we perceive it. By mastering our perceptions, we can maintain a stronger presence in any situation. For example, instead of becoming overwhelmed by the entirety of a large, challenging project, a Stoic might focus on the single task at hand. This approach reduces anxiety and enhances effectiveness, allowing for deeper work and greater engagement with the present task. Another Stoic method for enhancing presence is reflection, particularly through journaling. By taking the time to reflect on our day, we can assess how present we were in various activities and set intentions for the future. This self-awareness is crucial for improving our ability to stay present, as it helps us notice when our minds start to wander and gently guide them back to the here and now. Additionally, the Stoic practice of voluntary discomfort, such as cold showers or fasting, can sharpen our sense of presence. These practices teach us to live fully with discomfort rather than avoiding it. When we face discomfort head-on, we strengthen our mental focus and resilience, anchoring ourselves more firmly in the present moment. Presence also involves tranquility. In a world that often values multitasking and constant busyness, choosing to focus on one thing at a time is both radical and profoundly effective. This single-tasking approach allows us to devote our energy wisely, fully commit to the task at hand, and engage more genuinely with others. Lastly, integrity is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, and it's a virtue that deeply resonates across all areas of life. Integrity is about aligning your actions with your core values, ensuring that you live authentically and consistently with who you truly are. This unwavering commitment to integrity enhances both your serenity and your presence, making you someone others trust and admire. Making decisions that not only reflect, but also demonstrate your principles is at the core of living a truly authentic life. This is not simply about being honest or morally upright. It's about the alignment of your beliefs, words, and actions. As Epictetus wisely pointed out, what benefit is an eloquent man who cannot live in accordance with his own principles? This poignant observation highlights that integrity is not just a trait, but the very essence of living a life that is true to yourself. But how do we cultivate such integrity in our lives? It begins with self-awareness, gaining a clear understanding of your own values and principles. This requires intentional reflection, taking time to explore what truly matters to you. What are your non-negotiables? What values do you want to embody in your day-to-day actions? For Stoics, regular self-examination is essential to ensure that our actions are in alignment with our core values. This process is not about harsh self-judgment, but rather about gentle improvement and alignment. By focusing on what we can control, our own actions and responses, we maintain integrity, particularly in difficult situations. For instance, when faced with a choice that may compromise your values for immediate gain, the Stoic approach is to consider the long-term consequences of betraying your principles. A Stoic values not just the action itself, but how it fits into the broader philosophy of life that they choose to live by. The Stoic doesn't make decisions based on fleeting desires, but on the deep-seated values that govern their life. Another Stoic principle that enhances integrity is oikeiosis, or the sense of belonging and responsibility toward others. This extends the idea of integrity beyond personal gain and towards a broader, more communal sense of fairness and justice. When we consider how our actions impact others, not just ourselves, we're more likely to make decisions that are not only right for us, but right in a larger sense, for the collective good. Integrity from this perspective becomes an expression of care for the well-being of others, not just self-interest. Furthermore, Stoics emphasize the importance of transparency in our actions. They advocate for openness about our intentions and honesty in our interactions. This transparency helps to build trust with others, setting a standard for integrity that influences those around us. In a world where the pursuit of personal success often overshadows ethical considerations, Stoicism offers a refreshing perspective. It calls us to reflect on how our actions align with our inner moral compass and to consider how they shape the kind of person we want to become. Integrity, therefore, is not just a personal virtue, it's a public declaration of our commitment to living a principled life. By embodying integrity, we become examples to others, a beacon of steadfastness in a world that often values flexibility over adherence to principles. Integrity is about showing, not just telling, about deeds, not just words. It's about standing firm in the face of temptation, offering a model of consistency in an environment that frequently rewards adaptability at the expense of moral fidelity. In a society that prizes instant gratification and emotional reactions, the Stoic principle of self-restraint offers a profound antidote. Marcus Aurelius often emphasized the importance of mastering one's impulses and desires to maintain both inner peace and outward effectiveness. He famously advised, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury," underlining the Stoic belief that our responses to external provocations should reflect wisdom, not emotion. By exercising self-restraint, we are better able to live in accordance with our values rather than being driven by fleeting desires or reactive emotions. Cultivating self-restraint requires conscious effort. It's about recognizing our emotions, understanding them, and knowing when they might lead us astray. The Stoic does not suppress emotions. They simply choose not to act impulsively on them. For example, when provoked, a Stoic might feel anger rising, but they consciously choose not to act on that anger, knowing that such an emotional outburst would contradict their principles of wisdom, self-control, and equanimity. There are practical exercises that help in developing self-restraint. One of these is the view from above, a technique where we mentally step back and view our lives from a higher vantage point, gaining perspective on what truly matters. This practice helps to minimize the importance of immediate stimuli and focuses our attention on our long-term goals and deeper values. By reducing the perceived urgency of short-term desires, we strengthen our ability to practice self-restraint. Another effective practice is setting clear boundaries for ourselves. This could involve limiting behaviors that do not serve our higher purpose, such as excessive spending, overeating, or overindulgence in entertainment. It might also mean establishing routines that foster discipline, regular exercise, meditation, or intellectual study. These habits build mental and physical resilience, providing us with the strength needed to resist temptations and act in integrity. In addition to setting boundaries, Stoicism teaches us to anticipate challenges and prepare mentally for them. By imagining scenarios where our self-restraint might be tested and planning how we would respond in alignment with our values, we increase our ability to handle these situations when they arise. This preemptive thinking allows us to automate our responses in difficult moments, making it easier to stay true to our principles when the heat of the moment threatens to derail us. Self-restraint also extends to how we speak. Stoics emphasize the importance of speaking thoughtfully and sparingly, choosing words that reflect wisdom rather than emotion. This restraint in speech prevents unnecessary harm and aligns our communication with our values, further reinforcing our commitment to integrity. In all of these practices, the goal is not to suppress or ignore our feelings, but to engage with them in a way that supports our highest values. By embracing self-awareness, transparency, and self-restraint, we cultivate integrity, not just for our own benefit, but as an example for others. In doing so, we live lives that are consistent with our principles, contributing to a more just, fair, and meaningful world. Self-restraint is a practice that extends far beyond mere avoidance of excess. It's about liberating ourselves from the impulse-driven behavior that can dominate our lives. It empowers us to act in accordance with our true nature and values, allowing us to live authentically and in alignment with our deeper principles. Through self-restraint, we create the space to make thoughtful decisions, and in turn, our lives are enriched by the clarity of purpose it brings. By practicing restraint, we not only improve our own lives, but also positively influence those around us. Individuals naturally gravitate toward those who remain composed and dignified, particularly under pressure. This steadiness becomes a guiding light in an often chaotic world, making us sources of stability and trust. The Stoic understanding of gratitude, too, goes far beyond a simple thank you. It is a practice that deeply shifts our perspective, moving us from focusing on what we lack to appreciating what we have. This fundamental shift is essential for living a life of contentment, because Stoicism teaches us that happiness does not arise from external acquisitions, but from appreciating the present moment and valuing the circumstances we find ourselves in. As Seneca wisely put it, "He who is not satisfied with a little is satisfied with nothing." Contentment, then, is not about more, it's about enough, and it's found through internal appreciation, not external accumulation. Part of this practice of gratitude involves recognizing the transience of life and the fleeting nature of our circumstances. Everything external is temporary and beyond our control. Therefore, the Stoic perspective encourages us to savor the present, finding gratitude for it rather than endlessly striving for what might come in the future or lamenting what is past. Such reflection cultivates a sense of contentment in the now and deepens our resilience to external pressures and desires. On a practical level, the Stoic approach to gratitude involves daily reflection. By contemplating the things we could lose, we don't cultivate fear, but rather strengthen our appreciation for them while we still have them. Reflecting on our health, our relationships, or even the small comforts of life can help us avoid taking these blessings for granted. This daily act of gratitude grounds us in what we have, rather than in what we lack, leading to a more fulfilled and grounded life. Moreover, gratitude in Stoicism extends beyond our own experiences to include the role others play in our lives. No one achieves success alone, and much of what we accomplish is made possible by the support and collaboration of others. Recognizing the contribution of those around us not only enhances our relationships, but also fosters a sense of connection to the larger community. This broader sense of gratitude enriches not just our personal well-being, but also our collective existence, promoting a spirit of mutual respect and cooperation. Stoics also practice gratitude through evening reflection. At the close of each day, they take time to review their actions and identify moments for which to be thankful. This practice doesn't just end the day on a positive note, but also reinforces the habit of seeking out the good in every experience, even those that are challenging. This perspective helps build a resilient mindset, ensuring that we grow through adversity rather than being defeated by it. An essential part of Stoic gratitude is also acknowledging our own efforts. We should be grateful for the work we put in, the discipline we maintain, and the growth we experience. This type of self-recognition bolsters self-esteem and nurtures a healthy relationship with ourselves, an essential ingredient for overall well-being. While Stoicism doesn't ignore life's hardships, it emphasizes an active and intentional focus on the positives in our lives. This balanced view helps prevent us from becoming overwhelmed by adversity, offering a path to resilience and joy, even in the face of life's challenges. Humility is another key Stoic virtue, integral to cultivating a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place within the world. In Stoicism, humility isn't about downplaying our worth. Rather, it is about maintaining an accurate and clear view of ourselves, our abilities, and our role in the grand scheme of things. This perspective naturally leads to respect for others, as we no longer see ourselves as superior, but as equal participants in the human experience. As Epictetus famously said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." True wisdom isn't about boasting or proclaiming our virtues. It's about demonstrating them through our actions. Humility, in this sense, is not a passive quality, but an active engagement with life that recognizes our interdependence with others and acknowledges the limits of our own knowledge and control. A critical aspect of Stoic humility is the recognition of the dichotomy of control, the distinction between what we can control and what we cannot. By focusing our energy on our thoughts and actions, and letting go of the desire to control the behavior of others or the unfolding of external events, we cultivate a balanced, humble approach to life. This understanding allows us to accept our limitations without frustration, fostering a deeper sense of peace and composure in the face of life's unpredictable nature. Self-reflection is a powerful tool in developing humility. The Stoics recommend regularly assessing our actions and character to ensure they align with core virtues such as wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. By continuously examining ourselves, we stay grounded and focused on personal growth, rather than seeking validation from external sources. This helps us recognize when we may have overstepped our bounds and course-correct before our egos get in the way. Moreover, humility invites us to recognize the wisdom in others. It teaches us that everyone, regardless of their status or position, has something valuable to teach us. By embracing this open-minded approach, we become better listeners, more willing to consider others' perspectives, and more willing to admit our own mistakes. This creates stronger relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. In addition, humility tempers our reactions to both praise and criticism. Stoics strive to maintain a balanced view, not letting praise inflate their ego, nor allowing criticism to diminish their self-worth. This grounded response comes from a deeper sense of self, not reliant on the opinions or judgments of others. It allows us to move through life with grace, unaffected by the highs and lows of external evaluations. Humility also manifests in our daily interactions. It may look like stepping back to allow others to take the spotlight, sharing the credit for achievements, or offering help without expecting anything in return. These simple acts strengthen our humility and reinforce our commitment to living a virtuous life, one that serves the greater good of the community. Ultimately, humility is about embracing our place in the larger tapestry of life, recognizing our limitations, and living in harmony with the world around us. As we cultivate this virtue, we not only deepen our wisdom and character, but also contribute to a kinder, more compassionate world. Patience, another cornerstone of Stoic practice, goes beyond mere waiting. It is the active, deliberate cultivation of endurance and calm in the face of life's inevitable delays and obstacles. As Seneca wisely put it, The greatest remedy for anger is delay. Patience allows us to resist impulsive reactions and approach challenges with clarity and wisdom. For Stoics, patience is tied to the acceptance of what we cannot control. Life doesn't always unfold according to our expectations, and by practicing patience, we align ourselves with the natural flow of events. This alignment helps reduce frustration and anxiety, enabling us to act when the moment is right, without being overwhelmed by the timing of it all. To develop patience, Stoics recommend reflecting on the impermanence of life. By understanding that situations and feelings are fleeting, we can endure hardships with grace, knowing they are temporary. Meditation and contemplative practices also help strengthen patience, offering a quieter mind and a steady approach to life's unpredictability. Furthermore, Stoics view challenges as opportunities for growth. Every obstacle becomes a chance to practice virtues such as endurance, humility, and creativity. Rather than viewing delays as frustrating interruptions, we can ask ourselves, what can this teach me? This perspective transforms patience from a passive waiting game into an active and enriching practice. Patience extends to how we treat others as well. It's about allowing people the time they need to express themselves, to make decisions, or to respond to situations. By demonstrating patience with others, we foster cooperation and respect, creating a more harmonious environment in all areas of life. Whether in the face of a slow-moving line or in our relationships, patience in Stoicism is about remaining steady and serene. It allows us to savor life's moments, embracing each as it comes, without undue eagerness for the future or regret for the past. By cultivating patience, we transform life from a series of burdensome delays into a rich, thoughtful experience that leads to greater peace and fulfillment. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Stoic wisdom. Remember, every step we take in patience and virtue brings us closer to the peace and resilience we seek. Continue this exploration by watching one of the suggested videos and dive deeper into the timeless teachings of Stoicism. Thank you for being part of Stoic Pathways, where we grow together by embracing the virtues that shape our lives.